Hey, yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Chopping It Up with Mar. Today, we have the luxury and the honor to chop it up with our guy, Jaylinn Hawkins. Hey, man,
What's
thank
up,
you.
Mar?
We appreciate
What's
your
up,
time,
fam?
man.
Appreciate you, fam.
Thank you for sitting down and chopping it up with us today,
All
man.
day,
We
all
really
day.
appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate you, fam.
So how's the off season going for you, man?
Man, off season been going good, man. This is one of the busiest, the most funnest and busiest off seasons yet. I'm about to get married this weekend, actually.
Nice.
On Sunday.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you, man. So excited for that, man. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Just bought a house. Traveling, working out.
Man, what year are you going into?
I'm going to year 6.
Year
Going to
six.
Yep.
So from year 1 to year 6, man, you've grown a lot.
For sure.
About to get married, buying properties and shit.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up, man.
All God.
Tapping into different phases of your life, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's right, man. That's right. So let's just dive into it, bro.
Yeah, let's get it.
What age did you start playing football?
I started playing at 5. So like I remember the first time too. Like I growing up seeing like my uncles, my uncle Denzel, my cousin Aaron, Josh, everybody play football. It was a big football family. And like I always used to beg my dad, like, man, Dad, I want to play. I used to go with him when I was like 1 or 2 years old, at G-Dub, when he played the JUCO ball, just watching football. And I was just so infatuated. I'm like, man, I want to play. And I remember one day I was in the backseat chilling. And my dad was like, all right, look, I signed you up. Boom, we playing. I'm 5 years old. I still remember it to this day, like my whole body, everything just lit up.
Was it flag or tackle?
Flag.
It was flag, okay. So they wasn't doing pads back
Nah.
then just yet.
They did pads, but they started off, they going flag, then they went tackle, and then you went up levels. So I started off flag, then I went tackle, and then went up levels.
Okay. So do you remember was you interested in a certain position that you wanted to play? Or you just wanted to get on the field and just play the game?
Running back, Reggie Bush.
That's what you wanted to do, running back?
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush was a man?
Yup.
He was a man?
He was the man. So
That's right.
up.
So, when you was playing your youth ball, you was a dual threat. When you was a overall athlete, you damn near played every position.
Yeah.
So how fun was that, man?
It was super fun. It was like really cool because we had a pretty good team, and like it really helped develop. Helps the development of a player and helps the development of a kid, especially in the game of football. I'd recommend for if you have a kid, make them play everything, every position.
Well, right now it's kind of hard because a lot of coaches try to place players or kids where they think they belong, and they don't give them the option or the luxury to play multiple positions. So, I mean, unless you just a stud, then you probably only going to play one side of the ball and one position. Because a lot of this time now, you got to lock in on one position because it's not too many Travis Hunters out there because coaches don't allow it.
Nah.
Because you could have been a Travis Hunter, right? You was a wide receiver.
I did my thing. Yeah, I was right.
You was a DB, corner, and you excelled at all that. And what was good for you is you actually had coaches that allowed you to do that.
Fair.
And you excelled at that. So, I mean, did that help you mentally and physically, or what was that for you when you was like watching the field on both sides of the ball?
It helped me out a lot. I mean, honestly, I feel like I wouldn't be the player that I am today without just having both sides of the ball experience, the knowledge, the route recognition, how to run routes, understanding offenses, vice versa, ball skills, like all of it comes into play. So like I really helped out a lot.
That's what's up. So, we talked about you being a dual threat as a youth. So you go to Orange Lutheran, your freshman year, and then you transferred out of Olu to go to Boyne Park. So where was you at that point in that transition? Where was you at?
Oh man, a crazy transition, man. It was so we had a coaches change at Olu.
Okay.
So kind of our whole freshman class was just going out sporadically. Like, we transferring here, we transferring there. So I'm figuring out where I'm trying to go. And I remember I had my cousin Alexis, she went to Winter Park as well. So I had homies that went there, and they're like on the up and coming. And everybody was talking about Coach White, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
To this day, man. That's somebody that's powerful in my life. But he reached out and was like, I'd go to the camps and he'd be like, let me take you guys to eat, let me take y'all to dinner, let me show you what we got going, let me show you what we got planned for the future, and bam. And so I seen it, I looked at his, what he had planned, what he had mapped out, and I was like, man, I want to be a part of it. But my parents wouldn't let me go at first though.
Oh, they was opposed to it?
Nah, my mom.
Because Olu was a Trinity League, and I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's a big academic program. I'm not saying Boynton Park's not an academic program,
Right.
but you know, it's levels to it.
Yeah,
you
it
know
is
what I
for
mean?
sure
So
levels.
your mom was real strict on you sticking more to for the education purposes. I'm assuming.
Assuming, yep, and Pops dog.
Okay.
For football too, for both, because he
Yeah.
was kind of like, man.
Well,
you
Pops
know,
want to see you happy. He want to see you ball out, and you know what makes sense gonna make sense. But
Exactly.
yeah, I'm sure Pops care about your education as well too.
Facts.
And Olu's a big deal, man. So
Olu's
let's
a
not
good
get it
school,
twisted.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
they got facilities with
Everything.
money invested in it, and
Yeah.
you know the alumni that come from there is huge, and the families pour money into them programs.
Facts.
So to leave that, I mean, like,
Yeah, to go to a public school was like night and day, but it was also like, man, it was cool because like, I feel like what we did at Boynton Park was like, we built the roads out of concrete, man, and like, you know, help kids come into the program, and Coach White really helped kids come into the program, get scholarships, and change their lives, you know. So,
that's right. Did you live in that school district, or you had to get an interdistrict transfer? Did you have friends that went there?
I had friends that went there, but I had to kind of get a transfer. I was about like 10 minutes away from there.
Okay.
But my home school is really Western.
Western, okay.
Because I went to Orangeview.
Right.
And then from Orangeview, I went to West.
Okay.
You know, that's like
that's what you're supposed
transition,
to do. Yeah. So, do you remember your first D1 offer?
Yeah.
Who was it from?
San Jose.
San Jose. When was that?
My sophomore year, after my sophomore season.
You went crazy your sophomore season? Got a D1 offer? How was that feeling?
That feeling was dope. I was like, dang, I gotta, because you know, during the time, you know, you see all these other guys get offers, and I'm like, okay, I got my first one. I get a call, my whole, just like I said, it's a crazy feeling. And it was just dope, man. Shout out to Coach Dante, too, man. I was the first dude who offered me.
That's what's up.
He DB coach, you know, so yeah.
Right. So at that time, he was recruiting you as a DB?
Yeah.
But you were still playing receivers?
I was playing both.
Okay.
But he offered me for DB, and I was like, dope, I got my first offer. I don't want to play DB, so.
When did you always grow up knowing you wanted to play on a professional level, or did you just come into it like, I'm going to just see where this leads and just have fun with it?
Nah, from the jump.
You knew you wanted to go all in, all the chips in the middle of the table.
I'm going to get there.
So the first thing you got to do is get to a college.
Yes.
And you got to play Division I level. So getting that offer, I mean, that was huge for you and your family.
Yeah, super huge.
Did it spark something in you that you wanted more?
Yeah.
You wanted more?
Yeah.
So how was your recruiting process coming out of high school?
Oh man, it was cool. I had a pretty good process, man. You know, I was a 4-star recruit. Had about like 20 offers. You know.
Well, let's name a few schools. You got offered. You had USC.
Yeah.
You had UCLA, Stanford, Oregon, Washington. Basically, you had the whole Pac-12.
Yeah.
I mean, and Cal, obviously, because that's where you ultimately chose. But like, how was that being pulled in like different directions?
Man, it was crazy, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure now it's crazy, even crazier with all this NIL stuff, but it was still crazy, man. Taking those official visits, man, talking to these coaches, you know, because during that time I was getting offered for receiver, DB, this school, receiver, DB. SC wanted me to play DB.
No schools wanted you to play both, or?
Nah,
not really.
It was kind of like during that time, it really wasn't
nobody doing it like that.
Like there was, I mean, you had a Dory, you had, you know, you had ballers that was doing it, but it wasn't like a common thing.
Right.
More so like now. And so like, yeah, I was just, you know, getting pulled from different directions, but God led me to the right direction.
And you ultimately chose Cal.
Yeah, I chose
And
Cal.
so was Cal for you playing both sides of the ball?
Kinda. I told them that, so they wanted me to play DB and receiver because the receiver coach was like, man, I want you to play receiver. The DB coach was like, I want you to play DB. So going in, I was told, like, okay, the plan could be I can come in because I can play fast. I can go play DB, and then I'm going to switch back to receiver after my second year. Like, that was my plan. Like, I wanted to do that.
Okay.
And then, you know, that didn't even happen. They kept me on one side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what ultimately led you to Cal? Like, what was the deciding factor?
It's crazy because, like, there were certain schools in my top 4 that had different elements that.
Who was in your top 4?
It was Washington, Oregon, Cal, and Utah.
Okay.
And so like every school had an element that overpowered each other. So like Utah, if I was just going strictly, but to be honest, to this day, like if I was going strictly for football, I would have went to Utah.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking about school, so I put that in the mix. So it's like, okay, Cal. And then I'm thinking about the overall, like I'm far away from home, but I'm still in Cali.
Right.
I could still, my parents could drive up to the games.
Get that support.
Yeah, I'm not too close because I wanted to get away. And so I was
Right.
like, okay, overall, this is a good fit.
Right.
They said I could do this and this. During the time, the offense was going crazy. They had Jared Goff. So I'm thinking best of both worlds. I'm going to get good education and I'm going to, be in a pack.
Be in the pack, yeah,
so.
for sure. And play on the big stage.
Yeah, man.
Because
so,
their schedule is kind of hefty, for sure.
So,
Most definitely. So, going into your freshman year, you got injured, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You ended up, was it your labrum?
Yeah, I tore my labrum. I broke my right ankle, tore some ligaments.
All in a matter of months.
Yeah, months.
So, how was that for you, bro?
It was tough, man. I thought, like, at that moment, I'm like, damn, because you hear about all these horror stories of, like, man, I could have made it to this, but I blew my knee out, or I'm injury prone, or injuries didn't, allow me to go as far as I could. So that's where I had a little, like, doubt in there, had mixed emotions, man. I'd be frustrated, all type of stuff, man. But, I shout out to God, the source, man.
For sure.
Who kept me strong and kept me lifted through those moments, loved ones, family members.
And that's where being close to home helped, right? Because now your family can be there for you and not necessarily just a phone call or FaceTime. Not saying that don't matter, but that sometimes that in-person interaction, it matters. And it kind of take your head off of the negative aspect of what's going on. And trying to keep you focused on the positive is it's tough. It's tough. So, that's dope. Your freshman year, you redshirted. But, man, that seemed to work out in your favor.
It did,
because after that, man, you was like real life Mr. Reliable.
Yeah.
Right? You was Mr. Reliable.
Sure.
So what'd you learn during that time, both on and off the field, during your redshirt/injury season?
I just learned.
Or recovery season.
I just learned, like, man, do the work now, have the fun later. Like, do all the little things right. Like, shout out to Christy, though. She's still at Cal, Brandon, all those people who helped me out through those injuries, Coach B. But, like, I just learned through those moments where I was just chilling by myself, dolo, couldn't do nothing. Like, you know what, when I get back, I'm going to try to do all the little things right. I'm going to put in that extra work. I'm going to do as much as I can, you know what I'm saying, to get the most out of myself.
Right.
And so, like, from that point on, like, I come home every spring break, every summer break. People are going to Cabo. People are going to everywhere.
Yeah,
and
they
I'm
enjoying they little break.
I'm right here getting it in.
Locked in.
With my dad, or with Calhoun, or Coach Mike. I'm getting it in. I'm working on some part of my game the whole week.
Man, so what was the most challenging part for you playing college football?
I would say the most challenging part was, like, for me, it was actually, like, playing safety, like, learning the mental part of playing safety. Like, I knew the game of football well. I knew how to play on the back end, because in high school, we just ran all man, and I would just be on the back end rovering and just getting picks. But understanding coverage, learning different coverages, having above the neck mentality, meaning, like, where my IQ is even more, playing with more of my IQ rather than my physical, was an adjustment for me, I would say, when I switched. Because I came into Cal I played corner my first year, and then I switched to safety. And I never played, like, safety with, like, different coverages, like with a cover 2, cover 3, cover. It was just all man at Buena Park.
Okay.
Lock up.
Yeah.
So that was a big adjustment for me, for sure. But shout out to the coaches at Cal, though, man. They helped me out. Jared Alexander and Crystal, Wilcox.
That's what's up. Shout out them, man. Shout out them.
And Justin,
And Justin.
Wilcox.
So hear me out. So at Cal, you were the only player to participate in all 50 games possible from 2016 to 2019. And with 38 of those games, you started, right? And out of 30 of those games, you played 28 straight in a row. Like, that says a lot about your durability, man.
That's
And
a
that says a
blessing.
lot about your will and your desire to, you know what I mean, accomplish something. So where was you at? Like, do you focus on stuff like that, or you just show up every week and if it's your will, it's your will?
I kind of like, yeah, that's crazy you pulled that up, man. Cause like I mean, I didn't really focus on that. The main thing I tried to focus on was like the little bitty wins, like the little things where I could win. You know, like on my day to day. Like I try to keep myself like as present as possible because like I have anxiety as a
Yeah,
person. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? I get anxious. I'm an anxious person, so like it helps when I'm just focused on what's at hand in that day and what I gotta do, and then the next day will come and I'll just focus on that.
yeah.
The next day will
Well,
come.
your motto is win the day,
Win the day.
win
Yeah.
the day,
Win the day for
and
sure.
you know sometimes you got to reward yourself with the little victories. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
Um, so when was it when was that moment, or was there a moment where you knew like, man, I could do this professionally?
I mean, I had a little ego back then. I was a little cocky. Always kind of like not cocky, but real confident in myself. Like, I could do this. Especially seeing my peers out here in the area, like doing it. So I'm like, man, I could do this. But I think it was one moment. My freshman, sophomore year I was like, I could do this. But my sophomore, I think it was my sophomore year, my junior year. And I started really snapping. I had like 3 picks in 2 games, and
Do the game really slow down?
the game started to slow down.
It do. That's a
Yeah,
real thing.
yeah, the game
Okay.
slows down.
Okay.
For sure. And that's when I really kind of knew. I'm like, oh yeah, I could really go. So I would say my sophomore redshirt, junior year.
That's what's up. So, because your senior year, you were selected all honorable mention, all Pac-12, and you earned Cal's Ken Cotton Award as a Golden Bear Most Courageous Player. How did you feel, receiving those honors or accolades after a rough start to your college career?
I mean, blessing, man. The source, God. All thanks to God. I was real happy. But I also knew, like, I still there's more that got to get put in. I still felt like I can achieve more than
Right.
those awards. I
Absolutely.
celebrated them, but,
Yeah, for sure. We're
I
talking
kept
about small
working.
victories.
Yeah. For sure.
And just people appreciating your hard work and energy and effort.
Yeah, respect that, man. Respect it.
So
Sure.
did your college career prepare you for the next level?
For sure. I think I had an amazing coaches. I had a great DB coach, like an elite one. He coached for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. A great head coach, man, who taught us how to be good character men. It helped me out a lot.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's
For
up. So when did you hear NFL scouts had interest in you?
A little bit of my junior year when I had finished the bowl game. I had 3 picks, and I was hearing little things, about certain scouts saying this and this. But then, truth be told, I was hearing good things, and I was also hearing bad things.
Okay.
So
So
I
it
was
comes
hearing
with
some
the pros and the cons.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was hearing some knocks, and I was hearing some.
They was giving you like tips to go work out on, to get these people to believe a little bit more.
My coach.
So was it helpful? Was it constructive?
It was constructive, from like the scouts and everything. It was constructive. It was also like, people have opinions.
Absolutely.
Like I don't think he's this and this and this.
Right,
and this.
right.
And so like my coach, GA at the time, Jared Alexander, he played 5 years in the NFL. He was a 2nd round draft pick, so he knew, what it took and pedigree and stuff like that. So he gave me things that I could work on in my game and how I can help that out to, prepare for the next level. And so in my head, I'm like, damn, okay. I'm hearing that, so I'm like, I'm gonna come back and prove them wrong.
Yeah. So, what did it mean to you to be invited to the combine and be able to participate on that stage?
That was a huge blessing. That was like super cool. I mean,
Do you
that's the
remember where
dream.
you were when you got the phone call that they want you to pull up?
Yeah, I remember I got the text. I was in a car driving. It was from my agent, Dave, at the time. He was like, yeah, we're going to the combine. I was just turned. Like, I was so excited.
You had time to prepare?
Yeah, I had time to prepare.
Okay.
That whole
So
pre-draft.
let's talk to us about the combine. How was that day? How was that for you?
I mean, it's not what people think. It's real stressful.
Is it?
Yeah, like it's real. Like it's basically the combine. I mean, the combine is a blessing. Don't get it twisted. You see it as a kid, but it's really just like they put you through so much stuff psychologically, mentally. They have you wake up early. They have you do hella physicals, and then you gotta go perform the last day. So when you already burnt out, you gotta exert and give your best
So
performance.
what we see as viewers is not necessarily day one.
Oh, you gotta see the last day.
Okay.
The last day.
And they want to see what type of will you have, I'm guessing.
I think so. Personally, like,
Because, I mean, you could do bad in a combine and still, like, get picked high, though.
Yeah.
So what are they looking for?
I think the combine is a showing to show, obviously, you know, the different tests, where you test at. Really, in my opinion, and from my position, for receiver, DB, all that, they really looking at the 40 and how you move. I'm just being real.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the vertical and all that stuff matters. The bench, all that matters. But at the end of the day,
It's the
they're
vert.
trying to see that 40.
For sure.
But you running.
Yeah. And if you could bust that open, you good.
They
You
trying to
good.
see that. And
That's
then,
right.
Yeah.
So, draft day, man. So how was draft day? Let's talk about that, bro.
So draft was low-key just all over the place, man. I had all over the place grades after the combine. I had from 3rd round to undrafted to 5th round to 7th round to we could get him in a 6th. Now he's a 4th round guy. Just all type of different grades.
So do you ignore that and let your agent deal with that? Or, I mean,
my agent told me every team's grade about me.
Okay.
Because everybody has different grades and there's different scouts. So.
And did you interview with all, was it 32 team?
I interviewed with about like maybe, including scouts, maybe like to 15. At the combine, I interviewed with about like 10.
Okay.
Or like maybe a little bit less than that. Because you have formal interviews where you meet with the whole coaching staff. And then you got interviews where there's like a round table, different coaches come up to you, talk to you. And so at the time, I only spoke to Atlanta once.
Oh,
this whole process. And it was Coach Mallory Doug, I think coach for the Ravens now. I didn't have no formal with them. You know, the teams that I was talking to heavy, you know, I thought like, okay, maybe they'll pick me up. I didn't have no clue Atlanta was gonna pick me up.
Okay. Dang, so Atlanta just came out of the blue?
Out of the blue.
Dang.
Yeah.
So how was that moment when like you got that phone call? Like where was you at? What was the family doing? Did you have a party? Was you the family over? Was you by yourself? Like
so the family, my Uncle Terry, you know my Uncle Terry.
Yeah, I know T.
Uncle T and my auntie Kimi and all the fam was they had an Airbnb in Anaheim.
Oh, word.
Because during the time it was COVID.
Oh, that's right.
COVID just came.
That's right. COVID draft. Because that draft was supposed to be in Vegas that year, huh?
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
Took that away from you.
Took that away. So we all at the crib, this Airbnb in Anaheim, and you know, day 2 goes by, I'm just chilling. I'm like, okay, like, you know, I'm getting anxious. And then that 3rd day, my agent was like, okay, we should get a call this day early. I don't know when, but you should get a call.
So you got drafted day 3?
Day 3, 4th round.
Was it early?
Early.
Oh.
Sunday morning. Like
Sunday. So you was able to chill.
Oh man, I turned up. I was turned up. We had a little house party, all the homies after that, and we celebrated, so it's cool.
So how ironic is it, because you played, was it the Garden Grove Falcons?
Yes.
So you played for the Garden Grove Falcons. How old were you when you was with the Garden Grove Falcons?
5 through like...
5 years old, bro.
Yeah.
And then you get drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. At the time, did that click? Did you think about that at the time, or?
At the time, like when I got that call, like the first call I missed it, and I'm like, wait, hold on, this can't be real. And I called back, and I'm like, whoo, like my whole like, I don't know if you seen that movie Lottery Ticket.
Yeah.
You know when Bow won the lotto.
Yeah.
And the whole camera, everything just zoomed. And just start going crazy. That's exactly how I felt. I'm just like, whoa, like everything just started moving fast. Everything. And then like, yeah, like I just remember, it was just crazy, dog. And then like, from that, like, as soon as that call hung up, boom, I got drafted. Like, you see your Instagram following go up 10K.
Quick.
You see everything just go up quick. You see everything just hit you up. You see You getting interviews from the radio stations, everything. It just happens like this.
Damn.
It's
So
crazy.
as soon as you got drafted, you was out that night or the next morning?
So see, COVID.
Oh, that's right. So you had to quarantine.
So out of quarantine, I was chilling out here, which was very cool because I got to celebrate with my peoples.
Yeah.
Train
Spend more time. Yeah.
spend more
exactly.
time, train with pops.
Yeah.
Train with my DB coach. I kind of was on my own regiment.
Yeah.
Had a good regiment.
Right.
And, you know, it was cool. I didn't have to go out there until it's time for camp. So the end of July.
So y'all didn't do the rookie camp and none of that stuff?
Virtual.
Oh, it was all
We did
virtual?
everything virtual.
So was it just going over the playbook?
Going over the playbook virtual, meeting people virtual, meeting coaches virtual. We did like rookie, because you do rookie development when you get drafted.
Right.
The draft class and the rookie class. You do like this rookie development with the player personnel people. So we did that on the side, you know. So it was all just phone calls.
Okay, that's what's up. So now that you're in NFL, like how hard was it to get adjusted to the speed and intensity in the league compared to being in college?
The difference in the league and NFL, I would say, is like playing in the Pac-12, the gameplay was faster because you play Oregon, and Oregon is like this.
Quick, bang,
you play
bang.
like certain people who do things quick, like no huddle type stuff. The league, everybody kind of slows down, but everything's more efficient.
And they run the play clock all the way down for the most part.
Yeah, they're more efficient. Like everything is detailed. So like as soon as the ball snaps, everything is detailed, and it's way more mental.
Yeah.
So it's way more mental. It's way more mental. It's really way more mental. The physical part, obviously, you catch up on. There's different people, but that mental part of the game is what is different, for sure. And obviously, there's different type of freak athletes, but that mental part, for sure.
Right. So, what veteran player did you lean on for guidance at that time?
When I first got in, man, I leaned on all the older homies because I was backing up Keanu New at the time. So I leaned on him. He helped me out a lot, man. I leaned on my boy Ricardo Allen, who was another good safety. He was very just efficient on how he just did things as a person, and I just admired how he did things. So I learned from everybody, man. I came in and soaked up all game. Like I didn't come in on no, you know, I came in to take somebody's spot,
Absolutely.
but I also came in to soak game.
To learn, yeah, because it's a development process,
Facts.
and that's cool. You come in open-minded and not cocky, so it helped you at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, being with those players, like, did they show you how to like be a professional in a sense of how you taking care of your body, what you doing on your off time, how you managing your day on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah. I learned from all the homies. My boy Keith. I don't know if you know Keith Smith.
No, I don't.
Way from out here in the area.
Okay.
That's my dog. I learned so many things from him. I was even learning from Nick, because Nick was in the league.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah,
He came in a year before you, right?
Yeah. So I was also learning.
Y'all play
from
the
him.
same position?
He plays corner.
Corner. Okay.
I played the safety in the back end. And so I was learning from him, and I was learning from, you know, everybody. And like, I'd learned how to like, okay, regiments, okay, this can help, this can help. You hear all type of things. So you kind of figure out what things work for you and what things don't work for you.
Right.
And then you create, you know, your own regiment.
So what does a game day look like for you?
Oh man, so I wake up. That's my game day. I wake up in the morning. Say it's an evening game, like at 1 o'clock kickoff. I wake up in the morning. I got my JBL with me. I get in the shower. I always take a shower first thing I wake up. Take a hot shower. Say my prayers real quick. Read a little word. Then take a hot shower. I meditate in the shower. Give me like 9 deep breaths. I chill. I have it dark in there. And then I come back out, turn my JBL on. I got my little speaker.
What you oldies or you some hip hop R&B? What you on?
So how I do it is like, when I'm in a hotel room getting dressed, I play some fly stuff you can get fly to.
Yeah.
I like feeling good, so you know,
Right.
I'm ironing my clothes out. I got my game day fit.
Yeah.
I play that on my JBL, some fly player stuff, some West Coast. It could be whatever.
That's right.
And then I pack it up. I eat breakfast if it's a away game, or pack a home breakfast whenever it's a home game. Like my wife cooks for me, so
That's
I
right.
pack a home breakfast.
Shout out to the wife.
Shout out to my wife. And then I get in the car and I'm turned. The car is the turn up.
Oh, okay.
The car ride to the stadium.
You take that ride by yourself?
Yup.
Okay.
That's me. I'm turned, like blasting the music, blasting. Playing. It depends what mood I'm on that day. I could play some real. I could play some like, but I'm blasted music the whole way. I'm just turned, And then I get to the stadium, I'll do my pre-walk, pictures, and then I get in the locker room and then I'll wind down. Then I'll turn on some Summer Madness, my Kuna gang, and then I get back.
That's right.
Cool.
Level yourself back
Yeah.
out. And then, so you change, you get on the field. Do you have any superstitions?
I always go to the end zone and pray.
Okay.
Every time. Always go to the end zone and pray. Always go to the end zone and pray is my superstition for sure.
Okay. So, as a youngin', what NFL player did you watch and try to model your game after?
To be honest, I watched a lot of people, and there's greats. Don't get it twisted. I watched like Sean Taylor. I watched everybody from Reggie Bush to just all the greats, to Ocho Cinco. But like, I never wanted to be like nobody. That's just my honest answer. Like, and that was not
That's
being
fair.
cocky. I just was never. I never wanted to be nobody. I don't know. I think it's because like when I was younger, my parents always told me don't be a follower, but it's good to follow.
Of course,
but don't
it's
be a
good to be
follower.
able to have a bar to raise your standard too.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But like you're saying, you can create your own path too. You know.
So that's what I was on.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's people out there that want to be like Jaylinn. And there's people out there that probably give you the same answer that you gave me. And
Right.
that's fair because everybody got their own opinion. You know what I mean? So as a safety on defense, you have a lot of responsibility. So how do you prepare yourself physically and mentally for battle?
Man, study a lot. Mentally, man. Physically and mentally, man, like, I'll give you a quick week recap of like a game week. Like, going in, Monday, you review the film of the game that you just played, flush it. I get kind of a little head start on the next opponent. I'll look at the depth chart, who I'm going against, what quarterback I'm going against, coaching tree, offensive coordinator, where they come from, because that helps understand.
Yeah.
Helps you understand what type of plays they run and what type of offense they run. And then Tuesday, I get a head start. I like watching full games on Tuesday and studying the quarterback. So I watch a couple games and study the quarterback. I just watch end zone view, look at his drops, look at, what he does, his mannerisms,
Right,
is he
right.
a back foot guy? And then I get a little jump on first down and I look at what we're going to run this week, the menu. Because every week it changes.
Right.
Every week your play call changes because you're adjusting to different offenses.
To different offenses, different coaching schemes, all that. And so you guys get a jump on that win on Monday?
I get a jump on that. We play Sunday. Monday morning, we review the film from the game, and then we flush it.
Okay.
And then I get a jump. I try to get a jump Monday night and Tuesday.
Okay.
And then Wednesday is work day. Tuesday is off day. Wednesday is work day. And then on Tuesday, physically, I'm doing my Pilates. I do Pilates every Tuesday, my off day. And then Monday, you do recovery, lift, all that. I get, icing and all that. But then Wednesday, we got practice. And then we got first and second down. So we first and second down on Wednesday, practice, you got special teams. And then after practice, I lift. So I lift every day.
Okay.
So I lift every day. It helps body be durable.
Keep the body right.
Yeah, shout out to my dogs who taught me that. My boy Cam, Jesse Bates. Like, they told me, they was like, we lift every day. So
Before, after practice, or don't matter, as long as you get it in.
As long as you get it in. And I'm like, okay, for sure. Send me a regimen, I'm gonna do it. So I did that. I lift every day. And then we also have lifts within the team. So like if I'll lift during every day. And then Thursday is third down. And then we'll do a third down practice. Friday is red zone, quick practice. Then I get my massages, body work, do another Pilates session, get loose. And then Saturday I'm chilling, and then Sunday game day.
Damn, okay. That sounds like a lot.
No,
a lot
it's
to
a lot.
So what time does your day end on the average? What time are you pulling up in the driveway?
I pull up. I'm not a super early guy. Like I'm not an early guy now. I pull up at like maybe I'll give myself 20 to 15 minutes before.
You maximize your whole day.
I'll be chilling. Yeah, I wake up, early, and then I get there 20 to 15 minutes before. Then I get cracking on the facility. I usually do the work after practice.
That's right.
I do my extra work.
Hey, and that's when it comes in. That's what people don't see.
Yeah.
The work that you don't put in.
Yeah.
But you see the effort and the reward on the field.
Yeah, no, for real.
So,
man.
what surprised you the most about being a professional athlete? Like, that's something that you probably didn't expect.
It's just football.
It's just football?
Yeah, like it's just football.
Yeah.
Like that.
You've been doing it your whole life.
Yeah, that part I think is a surprise element because
the media make the game bigger than the game.
Yeah, man, it's like it can make it seem like, oh my gosh, but then when you get out there, you like, oh, you know what? Okay, you know what I'm saying? When I was young, I was like, oh, you know what? I can hang out here, like, oh, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, of course, there's them different, them different players though. Don't get it twisted.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
for
yeah,
sure.
it's just football.
That's right. So, who's been the most influential mentor or teammate this far since you've been in NFL, and why?
Oh, I got a couple. My boy, I would say my boys. Damn, this is tough. I would say I've had some real good teammates in some good rooms, man. Like Ricardo Allen, Eric Harris, Deron Harmon, just people I played with in the back end that are in the safety groups. JB, I played with some great dudes, man, and like they all like Derwin, my boy Lohi. Even though we the same year, my boy D Marlowe, like we played with some good dudes, but they all we're all like influential to each other, and like their influence to me, like I've seen different parts of what they do, their regiments and their games, and I pick their brains, and I also learn from them.
Right.
That's one thing I'll say. Like I was humble enough to learn, like especially when I was younger, when I had OGs in the room.
Yeah.
I was competing with them, but I was humbled enough to be like, you know what? Let me do that. Like my boy, for example, something small. My boy Eric, like he got an electronic like iPad, but he has all his notes in there, and I'm coming with a notebook, right? As a youngin', I'm like, dang. He like, yeah, bro, I got all my notes from all the previous seasons. So when we play a different team or a certain coordinator already played, I go back and review those notes.
He had to organize.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shoot. So I bought an iPad.
Yeah.
And I keep all my notes in there.
Right.
So it's just little things, but yeah, man, those
Helps
guys.
yourself be efficient too.
Yeah,
Because
man,
in a notepad, to be honest, you're gonna have to go back, find the right notepad, thumb through a bunch of notes.
Pages ripped.
Yeah, pages ripped, ink fucking smear.
Yeah.
So, no, that's dope, man. So, this offseason, you just signed another contract with the New England Patriots, man. Congratulations on that. That's a big deal, bro. But let me just ask you this: is the Patriot way a real thing?
Nah, it's a way for sure. That is a way.
It's a real thing. You think it's a
real thing.
Brady spirit still floating around somewhere in that locker room, or Bill Belichick?
I mean, it's history, man. A lot of history was there. So, obviously it's an historical team, so for sure. But, that is a way, man. We work real hard. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's the hardest I've worked in the league, to be honest. It's with the Patriots, and it's been beneficial.
All right, Jaylinn. So, what advice would you give a young kid who's trying to chase their dream and be a professional athlete?
The advice I'll give, man, is just really, stay with God first and foremost. The second would be, don't block out all the outside noise, man, especially nowadays. There's so much social media, like influence and stuff like that. Nothing is instant. There's not instant development. Development's a real thing. So, no matter what it is, no matter what you go through, man, just keep going.
Right. It's a marathon.
Yeah, it's a marathon. So just to continuously go, and even when you make it, you still got to keep going. So keep going, and obviously outwork everybody. And that's those three things: stay with God, perseverance, and outworking everybody will get you a long way.
Hard work, it definitely gets you in the door. Because not everybody works hard, and a lot of people are just naturally gifted and talented. But when they get on the field or in the same room as somebody that actually put the work in, it definitely shows. And so, yeah, man, that's dope.
But one more I gotta add that I almost forgot is, if you really want to do something, or like you want to become a professional, everything you do, how you live, has to be that. So you want to be this player, you can work hard, you can do all those things, but if you out here eating bullshit, you smoking, you drinking, I mean, people smoking, they drink, to each his own, but like, you doing it crazy, you drinking every day, like you're not on regiment on the outside, you're not getting enough rest.
Right.
Your schedule ain't tight.
Right.
Your outside life ain't tight. You got a whole bunch of drama coming in and out.
Yeah. That
stuff interferes with success.
Man.
So if you want to do it, you gotta live. Everything gotta be like that.
And that's not easy to do.
It's not.
Because there's a lot of influences in them locker rooms.
Hell yeah.
Like you're saying, you got players out there that choose to drink, that choose to smoke. And if you decide to hang with those people and it's not giving you the same results on the field, then it's going to be a burden to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
you actually have to live your life the way it's going to allow your success.
Exactly.
And you may have to put yourself around, because not every teammate is doing that. So I'm sure there's teammates on your team that will put you in a situation where it's going to help benefit you and uplift you.
Exactly.
Whether it's like, hey, after practice, let's go get more reps in, opposed to after practice, let's go to my crib, get on the game, or let's go smoke, or who going to the bar or club.
Yeah.
So, it's, 75 dudes on the roster?
Yeah, 75.
So you have to find the right group of people to put yourself around. And preferably those dudes are veterans, dudes that you inspire to, emulate one day, have those long flourishing careers, staying healthy and all that stuff, man. So
that's amazing. Know yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And be a leader. Like you said, your mom and your dad raised you to be a leader. And that's dope that you don't get influenced by what could hinder your progress. So, you're a disciplined young man.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to moms and pops.
Moms and pops.
So, you have a camp every off season at your high school alma mater, man. What does that mean for you, and how important was it for you to do it at Boynton Park?
Man, it was super important, man. So me and my dog, actually, Nick, we both do it, man. It's a way of giving back to the community that we're brought up in, that we played in. And, to give hope to the community as well, man. Like, you could do it too. We grew up in these same streets. We played in the same high school. We ran around, did all the same stuff that y'all doing, man. So, just really motivation to show that, you can make it out of here.
Yeah, you no different than them.
Yeah, we no different. We all human. We all in the same boat, man. And, to pass down knowledge and to show love. And I just love seeing, the smiles on their faces when they out there, and the energy that they have and the fun they're having. So it's really makes my heart feel warm.
That's what's up, man. I've been to a couple of your camps, man, and I just stand to the side and I just watch. And from an outside perspective, man, I just see you guys having so much fun out there. I see the kids having fun out there, man. Y'all playing music, laughing and joking, interacting with the kids, bro. And that's a dope thing to be able to see and witness on the sideline, man, because in the moment, you may not understand the impact you're making because you're having fun, but when you sit and you reflect on it, man, that gotta really, really warm your heart, man. Because I'm sure a lot of these families you see multiple times, like they come every year to the camp because, you guys are just genuine, man. And it's a way, I see you out there with a lot of your friends, a lot of your boys be out there helping you with the campies, and that's dope to see because you come back and you still have that bond with a lot of people, and a lot of people respect you, and a lot of people, they appreciate what you do for the community. You and Nick, bro, because like you said, it's a group effort.
Thanks.
And it's a community thing. So with that being said, real quick, shout out some of the people that played a major role in your success, i.e. coaches, mentors, teachers.
Man, I would say, first and foremost, God always, my parents, my family members, my uncles, Dan, Josh, my grandpa JD, my cousin Aaron, A-Hawk, Uncle B, the whole Hawk family, my mom family. I would also say, I'm going ground up, so like younger and up. So I would say, my elementary school teachers, I had some good teachers growing up. Had some good people, good coaches. High school, man, Coach White all day. Shout out to Coach White, shout out to Coach O. Shout out to all the Boynton Park coaches, man. Shout out to my dogs who I played with at Boynton Park. Shout out to all them. Shout out to Cal. Shout out to Cam, Elijah, Ashton, Trey, Josh, like all the homies I played with in college, man. GA, Justin Wilcox, the whole Cal organization, shout out my wife, tremendous woman, came in my life and changed it for the better.
That's right.
Shout out to, organizations who gave me opportunity.
Yeah.
Who else changed my life? The Atlanta Falcons, Chargers for a minute, New England Patriots now, coaches and everybody. So really everybody, man. I'm thankful for everybody that's
what's up,
been
man.
put in my life.
So it sounds like you got a strong support system.
Yeah,
Sounds like you
sure.
got a strong circle of people that helped you get to where you are, because it do take a village.
It take a village for
So
sure.
I'm sure everybody you named at some point played a major role. And I mean, it's dope, bro. That's really dope, man. So that's gonna conclude the interview, bro. But we do a little segment at the end of our show. It's called Think Before You Speak. So I'm gonna just ask you a couple of questions, and then we're gonna take it from there. So the first question is, what's your favorite jersey, your favorite sports jersey of all time?
Ooh.
Any sport.
Any sport? It could be any sport?
Any sport.
Does it have to be a specific player?
No.
Just a sport jersey?
Just a sport jersey.
Ooh. Obviously, Oregon growing up.
Okay.
Oregon Unis was two-turn.
They had too many jerseys.
Yeah, too many jerseys. That Oregon
That's a cheat code. That's too easy.
It's Oregon. Hey, I gotta go.
I feel it. I would say the Houston Oilers jerseys.
Ooh.
The Warren Moon. Yeah, the old school Warren Moon. That was one of my joints. I like that one. Basketball, I'll probably say like Gary Payton or Sean Kemp, Seattle Supersonics. They had some tough jerseys.
Some cold unis.
Yeah, they had some tough.
Even a classic Laker jersey cold.
Yeah, it was too plain for me though.
Too plain?
Yeah,
sometimes,
too plain.
Yeah.
All right, so the second question. Name the most random NBA player that come to your head.
Random? They're not really random. I just randomly thought
off the
of Kyle
wall.
Korver.
Okay, Kyle Korver. He's a shooter.
He's a shooter. He's
the
in
sniper.
Atlanta. So,
okay,
that was just came to my head.
That's right.
That came to my head.
All right, so what are your top 5 favorite fruits?
Fruits, bananas, strawberries, apples. Oh, mango. Pineapple.
Mango, pineapple?
There you go. Yeah.
You lost me with the mango, but...
Oh, mango fire, mango fire.
All right, so if money wasn't a factor, what would you do with your time?
If money wasn't a factor, I would do what God has called me to do. I would help others. I would, just wanting to be a mogul in the community. There would be different things. If money wasn't a factor, I'd be traveling a lot. I already travel a lot, but I'll be traveling a lot, helping people out in different communities, doing real estate stuff with my wife, helping my family out, taking care of my peoples.
That's right.
Figuring out ways to, be generational and change not just my community, but the whole country.
That's right. That's dope. So the last question, if you could have dinner with one person in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh.
And why?
One person? I had dinner with God. I just want to know. I would honestly have dinner with God because realistically, I would want to know, obviously, the history, the why behind some things, certain stories that are in the Bible. I would want to know, why certain events happened, what allowed that to happen, how did you see it, you just want to know why.
Right.
You want to know why, and he's going to give you an answer to everything.
I feel it.
But that's such a
basic
answer, but I would say a person actually, God was a person. I would say,
I'm gonna give you one that Quentin Lake said.
What'd he say?
Quentin Lake said Michael Jackson.
Ooh.
Because he said he just imagined all that comes with it. He said he don't even care about the information or knowledge more than to want to see if it's really real, like the Michael Jackson effect.
Ooh.
People crying, falling out, passing out. Just what it take for you to just walk into a restaurant and sit at a table with MJ.
I might go NJ.
That's crazy.
That's
Imagine.
crazy though, because he had that effect.
Man, he had the whole effect. Like, you could go with that dude to any restaurant. It's gonna probably be magical.
Yeah, no,
I don't think that's something. That's something that probably can't get topped.
Yeah, somebody who was famous during that time without all the social media.
Yeah, nothing.
He had that effect. So
had people real life crying, breaking down.
Ooh,
grown men and women.
I might have to go with Q Lake on that one. I said Mike Jack. That's a cold one.
I didn't think about it till he said it. I was like, damn, bro, you right.
Q Lake.
Yeah, I was like, damn, bro, you right. He's like, because it don't matter. I mean, there's a lot of people, but Michael Jackson, you hear all these damn crazy stories. I just want to see if this shit's for real.
Man. Yeah, I'm going to go Q Lake on that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's going to conclude the interview, man. Y'all stay tuned. Shout out for all the supporters and everybody that's been rocking with me, man. I really appreciate y'all. Shout out my guy, Jaylinn. I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you.
Continue to work out, work hard in your off season, man. May you remain healthy, man. Congratulations on your wedding, bro. I really wish I could be there, but I'm going to be there in spirit. You already know you got my support, bro.
Sure.
I love you, dog.
Love you too, fam.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, big man.